They are heroes, and it's just, this shouldn't happen.
A packed vigil tonight in honor of a fallen Long Beach firefighter, and we're learning much more about the arrest in the case. The CBS 2 News team is here, and the remembrance of Captain David Rosa is our top story tonight. Investigators say a man set his own apartment on fire, waited on first responders, and then opened fire when they arrived. CBS 2's Tom Waite is live in Long Beach. Tom.
And Pat, as you can imagine, such a sad night out here, but I can tell you this fire captain was so loved, touched so many lives. The question, of course, is why did this happen? As people came out to light candles and leave flowers, that was the question on the top of their minds.
This shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen at all.
At Fire Station 10, there is heartbreak and sorrow. This is where Long Beach Fire Captain David Rosa spent his days saving lives. Family, friends, and strangers came to light candles tonight and say a final farewell to a man who gave his life to protect others.
We're just here to support our firefighters and all of the first responders that get up at those calls and those alarms and don't question it.
Anytime that we needed him, he was always here. Christmas, Halloween, just full of joy.
Captain Rosa was shot and killed at this senior home in Long Beach early this morning. Rosa was responding to a call of an explosion and fire inside the building. Just minutes after arriving on scene, shots were fired.
We have a fireman down, top being fired inside the building as a structure fire. First floor, shots being fired.
For reasons no one understands, police believe a 77-year-old resident in the building started shooting at Captain Rosa. Police say he used this handgun. Another firefighter, Ernesto Torres, was grazed by gunfire, and a resident of the building was also hit and is now listed in critical but stable condition. Witnesses watched in horror as the scene unfolded.
We heard a gunshot go off, and I said, he's got a gun. I saw him sitting there with the gun in his hand. So we scurried back up the stairs.
Say one more time what he said to you.
Rachel, I will not shoot you because I love your dog. And that, I think, when he just kind of realized what he did and dropped the gun.
Investigators are questioning whether the accused shooter, Thomas Kim, set the fire on purpose as part of an ambush. He's been arrested and is now facing murder charges. We spoke with his estranged brother this evening, who said Kim was an engineer at some point, but also had a gambling problem.
I haven't seen my brother, Thomas Kim, almost 30 years.
A procession in Captain Rosa's honor carried his body from the hospital to the morgue. At tonight's vigil, the focus was not on how he died, but what he did while he was alive.
We have lost, a tremendous loss here. My heart hurts.
And you really could feel that pain out here tonight as people came to light candles and leave flowers. Kim, the suspect, was questioned all evening long. As far as the fire captain, he leaves behind a wife and 2 adult children. Reporting live in Long Beach, I'm Tom Waite. Pat, back to you.
And thank you for that, Tom. And CBS 2 is back at 4:30 a.m. with the very latest on the firefighter tragedy. And we'll also post investigation updates on CBS LA's Twitter account. Now breaking news, actress Heather Locklear is hospitalized tonight, reportedly after an overdose. CBS 2's Lori Perez is live outside of Los Robles Hospital in Thousand Oaks with more. Lori.
Well, Pat, the problems and the pain, it seems, continue for Heather Locklear. Ventura County Sheriff's Office confirming they did bring a patient from her neighborhood here to the hospital at about 3 o'clock this afternoon. TMZ is reporting first responders were called to Locklear's home on reports of someone overdosing. This is the second time it's been reported Locklear was trying to hurt herself recently. Just last week, she was hospitalized for a psych evaluation. TMZ posting a part of the dispatch call after a family member called saying Locklear was drunk and in trouble, choking her mother and hitting her father.
When a suicidal subject, RP's daughter, is trying to hurt herself and looking for a gun to shoot herself, she does not have access to any weapons. She is agitated and violent.
Today's 911 call came just hours after Locklear bailed out of jail. She was arrested Sunday night for allegedly kicking an EMT and fighting sheriff's deputies. According to sheriff's officials, they responded to her Thousand Oaks home Sunday and found her heavily intoxicated and arguing with family and friends. When deputies tried to intervene, they say she attacked them and kicked a medic in the chest. That was also the second time this year the Melrose Place actress has been arrested. This was her mugshot from February when she was booked on suspicion of domestic violence against her fiancé and battering a police officer. Locklear has been in and out of rehab. Last week, after her hospitalization, we spoke with board-certified psychiatrist Charles Sophie, who doesn't treat Locklear but knows her history.
Clearly, when she's in these violent, aggressive states, either she's using or has come off of using, or has a mental illness that either she refuses to take medication or it's not working.
Locklear was scheduled to be in court tomorrow on the latest charges. TMZ is reporting tonight. A source says she is stable and receiving treatment. Pat, back to you.
Thank you, Lori. Now to an unsolved murder near Malibu. A scientist shot dead while camping with his 2 young daughters. CBS 2's Nicole Comstock is live in Irvine, where she spoke to the man's rabbi tonight. Nicole.
We did speak with that rabbi tonight who's known Tristan and his family for quite some time. He tells us when he heard that Tristan took his daughters camping so his wife could take this upcoming exam, he thought that sounds exactly like the type of man Tristan is, always doting on his family. Tonight, he's one of many in this community searching for answers. In his Irvine living room, Rabbi Arnold Rocklis turns it over in his head. How and why 35-year-old scientist Tristan Baudet, a longtime member of his congregation, University Synagogue, was shot to death while camping at Malibu Creek State Park, his 2 little girls sleeping beside him in their tent.
Who knows how long they were in the tent? Who knows what they felt?
What he knows is how the synagogue's community felt finding out about the mysterious shooting, just 6 months after they lost another member, Blaze Bernstein, the murdered college student found in a shallow grave in Borrego Park.
And now this, which could be a murder or could be an accidental death, it kind of just reawakens the feeling of vulnerability of everybody.
Monday, Baudet's brother Dylan told us there were 2 holes in that tent, one in the top and one in the side, that based on that limited information they've overheard, it might suggest someone shooting from outside the tent as opposed to directly targeting his brother.
Whether it was intentional or random, it's still a horrible tragedy.
The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department says they've heard about other recent shootings at the park, like this one in 2017 that reportedly tore a hole through this woman's car. But as of now, they have no evidence linking these shootings.
A decent, ethical person should be able to admit his or her mistake and face the consequences.
And Tristan's family also telling us tonight they want to leave it up to the LA County Sheriff's Department to work this case and confirm exactly what happened. So if you have any information, they really need to hear from you. In Irvine tonight, Nicole Comstock, CBS 2 News.
Well, the war of words is intensifying between California Congresswoman Maxine Waters and President Donald Trump. Over the weekend, the South LA Democrat urged anti-Trump voters to confront him and his cabinet.
Trump is the one who's creating lies, trying to have people believe that I talked about harming people. There's nowhere in my statement, anytime, any place, that we talked about harm.
The latest Waters versus Trump clash began after the Congresswoman addressed the flap over a Virginia restaurant, asking White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders to leave. The immigration debate has only fueled the hostility.
The interesting thing about calling the president a liar is that for the first time in my career, I see the journalists calling him a liar. Almost every major television station now and on radio stations, etc.
They're only good at one thing. What's their term? Resist. It's the party of Maxine Waters. Do you believe her? No. This has become the party of Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi.
The president made those comments while visiting South Carolina tonight to support incumbent Republican Governor Henry McMaster in tomorrow's state runoff. U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions is visiting the Southland tomorrow. He will speak at the Criminal Justice Legal Foundation's luncheon at the Millennium Biltmore Hotel in downtown L.A. Several groups are organizing a protest that is planned to start at 8 a.m. on North Spring Street. Clinging to a car. Still ahead, what we're learning about this wild interstate ride. Plus this.
Why do you hate us? Because we're Mexican? We're honest people right here.
What prompted an angry and seemingly racist rant in one local community? And it's a local mural, perfect for selfies, but there is a catch. You have to prove you're popular to get it.
Hey everybody, I'm Garth Kemp. Coming up, talk about the heat. Will it cool off? Forecast on the way.
And here's a look at the guests tonight on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Already following CBS LA on Facebook? Follow these steps to make sure you continue to see our stories on your news feed. First, click on the triangle pointer in the top right corner of your Facebook page. Select News Feed Preferences. Then click Prioritize Who to See First and select CBS LA.